Good afternoon, beautiful warriors. All right, you can now add a guest to your Insta Story Live. This is amazing. I'm checking out the new features on Instagram Story. Instagram Story Live is just, they're just hooking you in so you can just stay plugged in like all the time. Hello, have coffee, will travel. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Mary. Thank you for joining. How are you? Happy Wednesday. I am excited for the next 7 days. For those of you who are joining, you may or may not have seen my Instagram post. For the next 7 days, every day at 12:30, I will be going live, going into more detail on the new features, the sexy new features, as I call them, for the 2018 Success Planner. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, please head over to my website and grab your copy because we will sell out. If you don't have a Success Planner, the 2018, this is the 2017 version. Success Planner, it's a day planner that is designed with the latest research on success principles from thought leaders like Tony Robbins, Robin Sharma, Arianna Huffington, Brené Brown. What are they doing that allows them to continue to pursue their lives, but also ensure that their holistic success is also on the forefront? They're taking care of their well-being, they're making health, they're making their family a priority. How are they doing that? So I took all the best principles from them, created the day planner based on that. It's also based on the latest neuroscience. There are certain things that we do, basic, simple things that we sometimes overlook, as drinking enough water, getting enough sleep. We also have those items in the Success Planner. When we look at the pillars, the scientific pillars of well-being and happiness, that is also included in the Success Planner as well. How to cultivate better relationships. The best way I describe it, success is 80% planning. And this planner has taken your entire life into consideration and is 20% showing up. All you got to do is buy it, grab your pen, and you're good to go. There's one catch though, you actually have to use it. I know. So thank you for joining. Much to celebrate. Then is it Danny Jella? Thank you for joining. Thank you, Seriously Nova, for joining. Where are you, beautiful warriors, joining from? Are you in Toronto? Are you outside of Toronto? Let me know. Drop a comment below. And if you have any questions as well, let me know. So the Success Planner, we did a little bit, like I mentioned, some upgrades, some updates for 2018. And I'm really excited about Seriously Nova is from DC. Mary is from NYC. Thank you for joining. We'll be taking a closer look at some of the new changes. And one of the sexy new features, you may or may not have heard me talk about that, it's lack of self-care. That was the first initial reason why I created the Success Planner. I was very good at doing my professional development, going to work, completing my projects, ensuring that things are done on time. My last position was in technology and operations in the financial industry. I was responsible for our international operations in the Caribbean, for our collections department, and I was responsible for people optimizing processes, technology, as well as training. And I was great at my job, but what I felt kept on happening was I didn't really plan my career properly, number one, and number two, I did not take care of my well-being, of my health. Have coffee with travel, have a questions. How do you talk about how to put my work hour by hour obligations into your planner? We have an hourly version that's coming up. We're only going to be doing a limited version of that. That's the weekly version, and it has hours on it. Another way that you could do that, you can still have the monthly version, Have Coffee Will Travel, but you can also download, we have the weekly version with more details, with the time as well, that you can have for more focus and for more intentional work. There are different ways for you to do it if you want an hour by hour. Also, our focus sheets, which will really help you zero in on the things that really matter day by day, is also an option as well. It doesn't have hourly slots, but we are working on something for the day by day that might have hourly slots as well. So great question. Thank you for asking that. So you can still use the monthly planner to have your focus by week and month. And for your hourly version, you can either download the weekly success planner worksheet, or like I said, we actually have a weekly success planner that has the time slots as well. So as I mentioned before, so one of the key items we added for 2018 is the self-care. 32 suggestions for self-care. Because a lot of us, when we plan our lives, we often forget the needs of ourselves, our emotional well-being, our mental well-being. What are the things that you're doing for you? Because again, beautiful warrior, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And I know before, like me, you probably pushed through it. You're able to, push past the exhaustion and continue to give to others, putting yourself at risk. But I think more and more we're noticing what's happening in the world. How for some of us, as much as we try, we're very connected to technology. Our bodies are not designed for us to put ourselves through all that stress every day. So as much as we cannot control the external situation, we need to now increase. What can we control? What we do to ourselves, our thoughts, and our daily activities. So seriously, Nova, we have an app, but it's not up to date. We will be working on an app next year. So stay tuned for that. But again, because it's very healthy, because writing, there is a connection that happens between the brain when we write. You create more space, there's more clarity. You also send a signal or a message to your brain when you write, which increases your success rate of achieving that particular thing. And the writing is all about a contract with yourself as well. So I will always be a huge advocate for paper. It's great to use apps. If you use an app or you're using another day planner, that's fine. But make sure that you're using a day planner. Make sure you're writing. Make sure you're creating space. That is a part of mental well-being. Just journaling or writing down your goals, you increase your rate of achieving them. So one of the new sexy feature is just the self-care. Extremely important. And what I love about the self-care, not on the instructions at the bottom, we actually encourage you to color each self-care activity as you complete it. We have 32 on here. We will have some more in our bold lifestyle guide, which will be available on my website. But we have included some, because sometimes when we're stressed and life is going on, there's so much to do, we forget what are some of the self-care things what are some of the self-care activities we can do. And sometimes for most of us, we are so disconnected from our bodies, we don't even know what we need when we need it. So this is an opportunity for you to practice these items, for you to pay attention to your bodily sensations. Again, when you think about the emotional brain processes. This is the first place we get a signal in terms of our emotional information. And this is also where our non-verbal cues come from. So writing, taking care of yourself, paying attention to your bodily sensations, what you feel. And don't forget, it's a great way for you to activate your third brain, or for you to, I would say, start trusting your third brain, which is your gut. If you're disconnected from yourself and you don't understand what signals your body is sending you, then when it comes to your gut, you will always question it, and you will constantly go outside of yourself to make decisions, outside of yourself to gain approval, which is a very dangerous ground for a lot of us to be on, because it means that you're outsourcing your power, you're externalizing your power, and you're stepping further away from your authentic self. So writing, journaling, taking care of yourself, self-care activities, having that moment when you just breathe and it's just you, is something that was very, very important for us. So this is one of the new sexy new additions. Thank you, Pamela, for joining. Thank you, Diversity Consultants. Thank you so much, Pam. I appreciate you joining. Thank you, Kai25. We're going over the new sexy features in the 2018 Success Planner. And like I mentioned, over the next 7 days, we will be every day at 12:30. I'll be doing a Facebook Live. And my accountability coach actually I've called her, we have a new name for her, is IAK, Katya. You beautiful warriors have seen Katya on my IG Live. And we have been doing a lot of work together. I call her my intentional ass kicker. Yeah, so we're shift from accountability coach, because it's not about only holding me accountable, but also, let's get it done. So in terms of finishing strong, our goal is to ensure that we continue to add value to you. We continue to make the resources available to you. And most importantly, the Success Planner, very excited to give you the tools you need for you to thrive in life. Don't just survive. I know that some of us, we've been through for those of you who watched my City Line interview this morning, thank you. Talking about Me Too comes from a place of strength for me. If you had asked me before, I would be absolutely afraid to talk about my elephant story, one of my elephant story, which is being a survivor of child sexual abuse. But this is part of the work that I did, learning to understand what emotions I'm feeling, because I thought that quieting my voice was an effective way for me to deal with my pain, but it's not. Because when we shut out the pain or the bad emotions or the ones we don't want to feel, you also shut out the good. And when we get disconnected from our emotions and ourselves, this is when anxiety and depression and that feeling of, I don't really know what's wrong, because we haven't given ourselves permission to feel and to process. So it's extremely important for you to, the self-care activities, this is a really great way for you to reconnect to yourself, for you to listen to your voice, for you to step into your authentic power. Because when you do that, this is where you can make more powerful decisions and you can actually increase your confidence as well. The second page is the travel page. And this one I'm really excited about because 2018, I just want to travel. Where is it? Have coffee, will travel? Girl, yes, that is me. But for me though, mine is, and I was speaking to both, so Nichelle is also on my dream team as well as Katya. And one of the things we're talking about, we're creating something called the Bold Life Scorecard, which will be an accompaniment for the planner to help you to have all your goals. We don't call it a vision board because a vision board is great, but we want to shift you to execution and to action. And one of the items I've identified to put on my Bold Life Scorecard is I see myself wearing more bikinis on a beach without a laptop, preferably with a tea, a virgin drink, a coconut water, or a mojito or a glass of wine. I would love to travel more next year. I would love to meet more of you beautiful warriors wherever you are. And also to really buy that Chanel bag that I have been eyeing for decades, for over a decade at least. And every time I look at it, I'm like, oh gosh, but it's like $4,000 or it's like $5,000, depending on which style you're looking for. But why not? Why not give myself that goal and allow myself to not only have an impact to positively influence 100 million lives around the world, but also to get the other things that I want. I love the beach. I love the sun. And I want to travel more. So in the 2018 planner, you will be able to, every quarter, where are you going? And here's the thing about the goals here for your travel, guys, is that you get to be a tourist in your own country and make the world your home. So it's not always about jumping on a plane, because a lot of us, we get into the automation of work and home. Have you fully explored your city? Have you fully explored your neighborhood? So it's all about, oh yes, here's Nichelle, Money Basics. It's all about setting intentional goals and executing 100%. So the travel page is a great addition that we're excited to see you fill up and make your city, your hometown, visit it through the eyes or through the lens of a tourist. Another new page is, and this page is not new, but what we did was that we updated it. Again, based on the neuroscience of how the brain works, because we want this. We don't want you to work hard, beautiful warriors. We want you to work smart. We want you to leverage the current structure of your brain so that you can show up more powerfully and actually reach your goals. No more working hard. We are way too beautiful and for us to be sweating our way through 2018. So on the Manifesting Your Deepest Desires page, last year in this page, we have you had your why, which is tied to your bold goal. So I'm going to show you. So here's what this page, for those of you who don't have the planner, looked like last year. We have your why. What is your why? What is your purpose statement, your vision statement? Why are you showing up every day working on this particular goal? Again, like I said, one of my goals is that Chanel purse for 2018. And your bold ask for the month, because again, like I said, I never managed my career. I allowed the little 5% the bank gave me every year to be my bonus. I allowed them to, I basically let life flow my way as opposed to taking intentional action. And that's the thing about the planner. It's about taking intentional action on your bold life. So last year, the Manifesting Your Deepest Desires page had only 3 areas: your why, your bold ask for the month, as well as your permission slip and your commitment statement. These 2 are designed to help you to override your negativity bias in your brain. When that little voice, that gremlin, comes up, fear, comes up and say, no, you can't do this, just writing yourself a permission slip has enough power to shift you into action and to keep you focused on what matters the most, which is our tagline, by the way. So for 2018, and if you guys can see this, we added what is your goal for the month. So really getting you have an opportunity to do this at the beginning of your planner. You get to write what is my goal for the year, for the month, for the quarter, but we also get you to write it here as well. Based on how your brain works, again, beautiful warriors, 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are recycled. So if you don't intentionally write what you'd like to focus on for the month, your brain will go with what it knows, which is the junk, the negativity bias, the old thoughts. But once you write it down on here, you increase your success rate for that particular goal. So your goal here for the month, what is your why? Again, tying it to your purpose statement, to your vision statement, increases your chance of accomplishing this. What is your affirmation? We had the affirmation on another page. We shifted it over to the manifestation page. Write your affirmation that will support that particular goal, that particular why. Your bold ask for the month. Who are you going to reach out to help you to reach that goal? If your goal is, for example, to travel more or to shift in your career, to go from level 1 to level 2, who should you be speaking to? Have you identified somebody in that particular department that you're aspiring to? Have you spoken to them about that particular area? Have you looked at the job description of that new role that you're looking for? What is your bold ask? Who are you going to take out for coffee? And how you will celebrate. Because writing this activates the reward circuitry in your brain. Once you tell your brain, I would like to get this, here is my bold ask, and when I execute and reach that goal, I am going to celebrate X. This gives you more fuel, it increases your confidence, and it will also help you to get one step closer to that goal. And also, what do you give yourself permission to do, and what do you commit to? So this area, it's called, I see it as, this is where you go, you write everything you need for the month, and you revisit that page every night, and you revisit that page every morning. Again, it helps keep your brain focused on the things that matters the most. And this is the tagline for the planner. And the reason why, for your bold goal action plan, we have weekly focus. What is your main focus for each week? Is that you help your brain to help you. Because by being clear and intentional about your goals for 2018 or for your life, helps you to stay on track with those particular goals. And finally, the other page, the new sexy page, actually we have 2 more, and then I'll let you beautiful warriors go, is the focus sheet. So when we dived into the science of human behavior, what the research shows is that behavior change lies in the tiny habits that we do every day. Behavior scientist B.J. Fogg has some fascinating research around that, as well as Dr. Heidi Halverson. She has done some really great work with the Harvard Business Review. And behavior, when we break down behavior, what we noticed was that it's all about, A, what is your motivation? What is your ability to do it? And what is your trigger? Which, again, your motivation and your why lies in your manifestation page. But here on your action, on your focus sheet, we have given you a space for you to actually track your behavior over the month. And there's a fun way for you to do that. Each item you complete, you just color it. So for example, we have 4 mandatory items. Again, we want you to work smart because we want you to slay in 2018. I don't want you sweating and struggling. No, we did that in the past. Now is the time for us to focus on what matters the most. So we put 4 mandatory items that the research shows will help your brain to function better, to cultivate a healthier brain and mind, create new brain cells, is drinking water, tracking your water. How much sleep do you have? Sleep is very important, not just for your brain, but for your health in general. As you beautiful warriors know, your loving kindness affirmation. We don't speak kindly to ourselves enough. So there is a tracker for you to track your loving kindness affirmation. And the last one is your mindful minute breathing. Okay, take a deep breath, guys. How many of you remember to do that every single day? So here you can track these 4 items. This here, if you do just that, that's enough for you to keep on increasing your well-being. That's enough to help you to manage your stress better, to lower your stress. And you get to also add additional items that you would like to track every day. And the same thing for your week as well. So this focus sheet is the foundation of changing human behavior. And we're really, really excited for you, beautiful warriors, to use this. And another thing I'm really excited, again, I know self-care is not a priority. So throughout the month, we are going to nudge you and remind you to do your self-care. So when you get your planner, for those lucky you who already purchased yours, you're guaranteed to get a copy. On Thursday, January 4th, we'll remind you to light a scented candle and enjoy the aroma. So throughout the month, you will get prompts for you to work on your self-care. Another quick addition for the check-in, we've included an accountability partner. Because what I noticed is that our intentions are good, but reflection is the key for you to step more powerfully into the next step or to the next month. So it's very important for you to reflect on your goals, on your, for example, the focus sheet. What are some of the behaviors that you probably didn't do as well as you wanted to do? And how can you increase and improve on that particular metric moving forward? And the final place is the check-in. One before the last, the check-in. What we changed in the check-in was to what you struggled with. One of the most powerful ways in terms of neuroplasticity, and again, acknowledging that behavior and changing it, is to acknowledge where you are right now. That is also a very important key in transformation. It's not about ignoring your feelings and going, oh, positive affirmation. No, if it sucked, if this month sucked, say it sucked. It's okay, because you're honoring your emotions, and that's actually a very powerful way to healthily or to process your emotions in a healthy way. Because when we acknowledge where we are, this is how we can step more powerfully into the future or into your next step. So we added what you struggled with, of course, in addition to what are your time wasters, because what we call attention to, we can change. Your For Your Soul page is the same, but the next change we have is in our quarterly check-in. And I'm getting my wrap up because I think I'm close to the time. But again, we really wanted you to plan more powerfully. So we actually reached out to life alchemist Jessie. Jessie has also presented at some of our Sister Talk events. She's an amazing, amazing individual. And Jessie provided for us moon cycles. What is happening in the moon, in the natural flow of the world and the environment, that you should take into consideration as you plan your month. So when you get your planner, the first place we want you to flip over is to flip to your quarterly check-in and look at chart your path. Take into consideration what's happening. There's a full moon in Cancer on January 1st. What is going on in that time? I'm going to give you a brief example. So for example, what Jessie wrote is that this is a time for great power in your intentions and manifestation. And it's a Monday, which is also known as Moon Day. Go deep into your inner world and spend time with yourself. Meditation and breathing exercises are a perfect gateway inwards. So we're giving you tools so that you can powerfully chart your course or your path for 2018. And another thing, because we know what you eat also drives your energy, we also reached out to culinary nutritionist Trudy Stone. Trudy, thank you again, and Jessie for providing this. And these ladies are just as vested into your well-being and your success as we are over at Carl & Percil headquarters. And Trudy gave us the foods that are thriving, that are in season for that particular month and that particular quarter. Because again, when you eat live foods, it increases your energy, and the vibration that comes from those foods works with your natural energy and the natural flow for that particular month. So for each month, we're giving you suggestions. So for example, we talk about carrots, but why? Carrots are high in vitamin A. It keeps your hair and skin healthy during the harsh winter days. So this is a great addition. And also, we are giving you a more visual, the brain loves pictures. So we changed the check-in for each quarter to the Wheel of Life. It's a tool I use with my coaching clients. It's a tool that we use to see what's going on for the year. So now every quarter, you get to track what is your score on your financial wealth. Like, what did you track your goals? Were you in line with what you wrote in the beginning of the year? So you can use this to color your way into your score for that particular month. So these are the sexy new changes for 2018 in the Success Planner. For those of you who have the 2017, I know that you will love it because we have put some more intentional work into the 2018 version in terms of the neuroscience behind how the brain works, getting you to work more with the flow of your energy, and most importantly, helping you to make time for what matters the most. So that is it. In a nutshell, your new changes for 2018. And of course, for all of you who purchased a planner, we are creating a space online where you can get the lifestyle guides that will accompany the planner, that will give you more tips, more tools, more suggestions for self-care, etc., for the new year. So thank you so much. Do you have any questions? Any questions at all? Thank you all for joining. Tomorrow we will be talking about what is tomorrow? I don't have. Tomorrow we'll be talking in more detail for the focus sheet. We'll give you some more tips and strategies. And actually, everybody who purchased a planner, you get a copy of the focus sheet, so you can actually start tracking your behavior from now. And we strongly believe that 2018, January 1st, won't bring anything new for you. It's just another day in the calendar, and the year just happened to change. Changing your behavior and finishing strong starts now, because how you end 2017 will be how you start 2018. So if you'd like to finish strong and start strong, you have to start by tracking and changing those behaviors today. Okay, no questions at all. I'm just going to give you, beautiful warriors, a few minutes for in case you have any additional questions. One thing that I will share as well for October, I don't wait until the end of the month to do my check-in. I actually check in, get feedback on my behavior and my goals for each month, even, my time wasters. And one of my time wasters actually for this month is looking at Insta stories and just going on that. How many of you can relate? Just going on that binge watching of Insta stories. Who knew that would be something as well? But I monitor and I track. So for you as well, you can start from now. Next week is the end of October. We know December gets a little bit crazy. So what I would say is start doing the work from now. 5 minutes a day, 3 minutes. You don't even have to spend that much time. But start paying attention to what are some of the things that happened really well this month, this week, today. What are some of the areas of your time wasters? Because the more you call attention or you focus on that behavior you'd like to change, the easier it is to change that particular behavior. And most importantly, don't give up. Every day is a new day for you to start over again and to do better. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will you build your best self in one day. Okay, so I will see you all tomorrow at 12:30. Have a wonderful Wednesday. And remember, you are worthy of your dreams and your desires, so continue to pursue that which matters to you the most. I believe in you. Mwah! See you tomorrow.